Hello, welcome to Spread Book Joy. Today I've got a small life update, channel update and a final look at the books I took with me when I moved. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jack, and if you're not new, welcome back to Spread Book Joy. And today I'm just going to talk to you about where I've been, what I've been doing. So the last video you watched, I filmed it about 16 days ago, the weekend that we were packing up to finally move on the bank holiday Monday here in the UK, which is like the last Monday in August. And we have been waiting for some construction work to begin on our house for nearly 3 years because of an insurance claim. And during the pandemic we decided we're fed up of living in London, and also we want to save some money, and because we can't really afford to live in London anymore. It's very, very expensive. And so we decided we wanted to sell the house, and finally the construction work is beginning. Now, we were waiting for the last 6 months for a date to be given, and when the date was given we knew we'd have like a month to move, and we have to move out because it's quite heavy construction work that's going on in the house. But luckily my brother and his wife have been very, very kind and offered for us to come and live with them. They just moved into a new house in June, and it's bigger than their old house, and they've got some space to spare at the moment, so they've asked if we wanted to move in with them, which was so kind and lovely. It's been a real upheaval for both of us. We loved our home. I've lived in London my entire life. We are now living with my brother and his wife in Buckinghamshire, which is just northwest of London. Can still get into London fairly easily. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes on the tube. There's still a tube line here. So yeah, we're getting used to being in a really quiet place. So where we're living currently, there is an ancient woodland opposite us, and behind us it's fields. So I'm hoping to do lots of nice outdoor filming and take you all for some walks in the countryside. Apparently as well, Roald Dahl's house is not far from here, so we're really quite excited to go and explore the area while we're living here. We probably won't be settling here. We might be going a bit further afield to try and make our money stretch a bit further, but we're going to take advantage of this countryside living. We haven't even got street lights along here, so it's really unusual because we've lived in central London our entire lives. Well, I have. My partner's lived elsewhere, but I've only ever lived in central London, and it is very bright and very noisy all hours of the day. So yeah, it's been really, really nice trying to get used to this quiet countryside place. This is the first week where we fully feel unpacked and kind of trying to get into some sort of normal routine. It's a big time of upheaval for me, for Dave, and for my little cat Pedro, who I'll put some footage in of. He's been so stressed with the move. Well, not really. Not as stressed as we thought he would be. He's going to be 12 in a couple of months, so he's quite, set in his ways. And cats do, it does stress them out moving. And not only that, we've moved him into a house where there is a dog. She's a 2-year-old bulldog, and if my brother lets me, I'll put a picture of her up here. But yeah, she's a lovely dog, really friendly, and luckily we haven't had any incidents between them. We spent about a week before we even let them near each other, just seeing each other, sort of knowing the other one was in the house, but that kind of thing. So yeah, we've introduced them really well, and they are now at the stage where they're just ignoring each other for the most part. There's an occasional hiss when the dog gets too close to Pedro's, when Julie gets too close, but they're doing okay. Here's my little Pedro. He's asleep at the moment. This is a blanket from our old house that he's sleeping on. And so because he has to go out, we've been putting him out at night because he would just tear the whole house up at night if he doesn't go out and there's no cat flap. And so he just crashes all day long for about 9 hours a day. We have to keep poking him to make sure he's alive because he's that deeply asleep. Anyway, so yeah, there's little Pedro. My little channel update is that it's been 2 years. Yesterday was my second BookTube anniversary, and I'll be doing a celebration video combined with my 1,000 subscriber Q&A, which will go out this weekend. So a small channel update. I'm really hoping to get back to regular posting, because the first year of Spread Book Joy I posted every Saturday without fail. I think I missed maybe one in the first year. So I had more time, and I used to, when I was setting up the channel and setting everything up, it just kind of I was religious about posting and scheduling and stuff like that. And then I started working at school and 2 universities and still doing the online tutoring. And my last academic year was insane. It was so busy, it was so hectic that I just like had to go on regular breaks. I got sick as well, like started going back into schools. I got COVID and flu, and I had the cold from hell that went on for 3 months. I got a vitamin D deficiency, which is not fun. Let me tell you, I think most people are vitamin D deficient in the UK. We don't get enough sunshine. So mine got really, really low, that kind of low where you're just in pain a lot of the time because it causes joint pains and aches. And you catch lots of things, hence why I got flu and COVID within about a month of each other. So yeah, you get really run down. So busy year. So if I wasn't like working my backside off, I was sick. So trying to keep up with Spread Book Joy in the way I wanted to was really difficult. The reason I did a couple of different jobs last year is I was deciding whether to move out of school education into higher education, and I'm kind of transitioned almost full time into higher education this year. So yeah, I'm hoping to have more time to spend on my own projects, and that includes Spread Book Joy, not just this channel but my website and my other social media accounts. But part of that is I'm promising myself to get back to a regular schedule and stick to it. So my regular scheduled day for posting is going to be Sundays. I'm going to post on Sundays on YouTube. YouTube has told me most of my audience is online between 6 and 7 p.m. UK time, so I'm going to post at 6 p.m. on Sundays. Now, I don't know if that is going to work out for me. Posting time might change, but the day is going to stay Sundays. The other day of the week I'm going to post, if I post a second video, will be on Thursdays. So I'm hoping to do 2 a week, but Sunday's my posting day, Thursdays. So I need to change my credits and stuff like that. Hopefully I'll get that done before this video goes out. So my credits, I'm going to just remove the posting day off the credits because that is just bugging me. Every time I see it, it says every Saturday, and it hasn't been that for months. It's just been ridiculous. So that's just my little channel update. I have only got a small selection of, I say small selection, I'll have to count them really and see how many books I've brought with me, but I've brought the final selection of books that when I was showing you my shelves and saying what I was going to pick in my last video. I'm going to show them to you now, so I'm just going to hold them up and I'm going to read out the name. I'm not going to talk about them at any length. There's a couple I might just mention a few things about, but they're either books that I've got reading plans for, like a buddy read or Victober, etc., or they're books where I've borrowed them from someone. I don't want borrowed books being in storage, so there might be a borrowed book, and then it might be just a book I might fancy reading. So I'm going to do that now. Oh, they're not going to be in any particular order. I've just pulled them off my shelves and made a big pile of mess on the floor, so they're not in any particular order, but I might start with the hardbacks. Tinder by Sally Gardner, The Death of Skulls by Kira Millward Hargrave, Last Continent by Terry Pratchett, because it's signed and I don't want to lose it. The Shepherd's Crown by Terry Pratchett, Bowie in Illustrated Life, The Dance Tree by Kira Millward Hargrave, Dead Reckoning by Charlene Harris, The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid. Look at that. So pretty. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi, and that is also very pretty. Angela Carter's Book of Fairy Tales. Look how stunning this is. Kaikei by Vaishnavi Patel. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Volume 1, High School is Hell. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Graphic Novel Volume 2, Once Bitten. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Volume 3, From Beneath You. Currently reading this for Wayward Sunathon, which is so good. I'm going to link that in the description box below. Cain and Abel by Jeffrey Archer. David Bowie, A Life by Dylan Jones. Augustus, a Novel by John Williams. I Shall Wear Midnight by Terry Pratchett. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Oddity by Eli Brown. First Class Murder by Robin Stevens. The Crossing Places by Ellie Griffiths. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, Like a Charm by Elle McNichol, Darwin's Dragons by Lindsay Galvin, The Island at the End of Everything by Kira Millward Hargrave, All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue, The Way Past Winter by Kira Millward Hargrave, A Fine Balance by Rohinton Mystery, The Ops Room Girls by Vicky Beebe, Steering the Craft by Ursula K. Le Guin, Into the Woods by John York, The Prodigal Daughter by Jeffrey Archer, Dragon Keeper by Robin Hobb, Eragon by Christopher Paolini, A Hatful of Sky by Terry Pratchett, Grim Tales for Young and Old by Philip Pullman, Law by Alexandra Bracken, Circe by Madeline Miller, Rather Weird by Andrew Caldecott, A Treasury of British Folklore, Elements of Style by E.B. White, Unseen Academicals by Terry Pratchett, The Drawing of the Three by Stephen King, Hogfather by Terry Pratchett, Soul Music by Terry Pratchett, Taste by Stanley Tucci, The House on the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Clune. Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead. Show Us Who You Are by Elle McNichol. The Valley of Lost Secrets by Leslie Parr. Shadow and Glass by Josh Winning. Ship of Shadows by Maria Kuzner. Goodnight Mr. Tom by Michelle Megorian. Thomas Hardy, Far from the Madding Crowd. Silas Marner by George Eliot. The Little Stranger by Sarah Waters. The Enchanted April by Elizabeth von Arnim. Duncton Wood by William Horwood. 84 Charing Cross Road by Helen Hanff. Cujo by Stephen King. The Owl Service by Alan Garner. Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters. After Dead by Charlene Harris. Quartet in Autumn by Barbara Pym. Didn't mean to bring this one, just fell in the box. The Classic Fairy Tales. Reaper Man by Terry Pratchett. Amari and the Great Game, signed by the author. October by Katya Balin. How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff. Sisters of the Lost Marsh by Lucy Strange. The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. This is a new book. It's by Elizabeth Taylor and it's called In a Summer Season. Not the Elizabeth Taylor, the film star, I don't think. This was sent to me by the amazing Marilyn Maya Mendoza as a birthday present. Thank you, Marilyn. The very last book I've got to show you is in a slipcase, and it is a Stephen King book. Now, this is one of my most precious bookish things. It is a proof copy of a Stephen King book, and it's in a slipcase. It's a proof copy of one of his best books, Bag of Bones. I've never even read it, but he released this in 1997 or 1998. Think, and he came over to the UK for one of his very rare trips to the UK. I think he's only visited the UK twice, 2 or 3 times, and he did a book signing, and I worked at the bookshop where Stephen King did the book signing. So this is a signed proof copy of Stephen King's Bag of Bones, and I've got the ticket from the event. It's the Waterstones that I worked at, because it was a ticketed event, in here to prove it. And I've got this signed Stephen King book. There we go, which is nice. And he was a very nice man, and he stayed as long as he could to sign as many books as he could, because the queue was unbelievable. We had to go out and give out so many tickets, and we said to people, they were free, we didn't pay, like people didn't pay for the tickets, and we ticketed the event to say this is as many people as we can guarantee will get the book signed. So we went out and gave these leaflet tickets to all the people in the queue, and he and the people who didn't get a ticket, we just said to them, you can hang around and wait. He has promised to try and sign as many books as possible, and they did hang around and wait, and he did try and sign as many as possible, but then of course his publishing team, the publicists, were just moving him on. But he was a really nice man. So yeah, I met Stephen King and I have a signed copy. So those are all the books I brought with me. I'm going to count them quickly. 75 books. Now, seeing as it's September and I've only read 60 books so far this year, that's like a year's worth of reading for me. But don't forget, some of them are books that I have borrowed from people. I don't want to put them into storage. So at least I would say there are about 10 borrowed books here. So we can knock those off straight away. Some of them are graphic novels, which are not going to take me long to read. And some of them are books I've already read and I brought for reference. And the rest of them are books that I don't anticipate reading every single book, but I just want some choice. So that's what I've brought with me. I told a fib. I thought I had 75 books, and then I was putting all my books away and I forgot completely about my lovely TBR box, by the way, which is made by the very lovely Julie over at the Hungry Bookworm. She has a shop, Clumsy Cow Creations. I'll link it in the description box below. So in there I had some of my current reads, which these are always ongoing ones for me. This is just like pick up and read if I'm in the mood. Daily Rituals by Mason Curry. The Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Theban Plays by Sophocles. I just finished this one. The Complete Sookie Stackhouse Short Story Collection by Charlene Harris. I'm in the middle of this. Well, I say in the middle of it. I'm reading this. Of course, how could I forget? Dun dun dun. War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. So 80 physical books. Obviously I haven't told you about all my Kindle books or my audiobooks, but yeah, 80 was the final number. On my video the other day, I published on my community tab my first ever video that I made, and I had a really nice sign off, and so I'm going to try it out today. Let's see if I can remember it. If you think I should prioritise any of these books in my coming months, let me know in the description box below. Hopefully I'll see you again here soon, and hopefully you'll spread some book joy wherever you go. Oh, I don't even know what the sign off is. I'm going to have to look at that video again and see if I can get it right. But for now, bye! Good boy. You come to help me put my books back? Ali Gardner. My sister-in-law's washing her windows by the looks of things. Oh, she's got a window cleaner out here. Is that a window cleaner? It is a window cleaner. I'm just going to ignore that noise. It's fine. Oh, George Eliot by Silas Marner. Wait, no. Silas Marner by George Eliot.